cows, so it's not like that's going to be an issue. Fold it. Turn on, yay. So I don't have to ask anyone's permission to bring the harvester through here in order to plough our wheat. I don't know. Our stuff that's on the left of us. So I guess it kind of makes sense to own this field, probably 10 as well. That's more grass that we can use. And this kit's a little bit large for this field, which does mean it won't take us long to mow it. If this were real life, I would possibly consider taking down that wall and the fence. Just saying, hey, yeah, let's go with what we've got. It's not like we're worried about our cows wandering off into our field of wheat. Whoa, okay, that was impressive. Doesn't look like I broke anything, so it's okay. Hello. Uh-huh. Okay. I don't know, I don't make cookies. I don't know that they make cookies either. We're making some shortbread cookies for the first time, and it doesn't look like the mix has come out quite right. But the thing with baking is it's science. Cooking is not so much science. You can throw ingredients in a pan and just eat what comes out the other end. With baking, you have to get all your ingredients exactly right, or you end up with not what you're intending to cook. So I'm not sure what these shortbread cookies are going to turn out like, but they may not turn out like shortbread. Okay, the bits at the end. And we've got to get the windrower in here. Unfortunately, we don't have a big windrower. It's comfortable size, but it's not what I would call a big windrower. So that's the mowing done for what we can do. I'm also planning to buy the grass field down by our new barley field. Actually look from here. So it looks like you drive down the left side of the barley field, go into the field to the north is that way, east of it, and turn south to get to that back corner where the grass field is. So that might be a nice option. It's about the same size as the lower sheep field that we'll be transferring sheep to at the end of this year. So I'm looking for a grass field that's going to provide us with a good amount of grass, a good replacement of grass. So we'll have a go with that later next year. So we are connected to the back. No, don't. Please don't. Thank you. I forgot. You can't drop those, you just have to detach them and let them fall where they are. And they didn't. There we go. So the other thing I could consider is replacing the mower setup with with the Converland Vicon mowers, which have their own windrower. But again, that's another expense I really probably can't afford right now. That, attach it. So next up we need the windrower. And then our tiny little collection wagon. Now the other option for wrapping would be to get the extractor. What's that cost? Baling technology. So I think that one does the square round, that one just does the round. So we could get this thing, it's only 34,900, but it means we could then bale the grass and then just stick it in there. We wouldn't have to use the silage bunker to make and move silage around. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay. So I think what I might do is think about that while I'm rowing this. We've got all the bale handling equipment we need, we just don't have a wrapper. The problem with using an extractor is we can't then, we still can't do baling contracts. In the base game you can, because wrapped bales process into silage immediately. So what you can do is just wrap the bale snake up and then immediately unwrap it, pick it all up and take it to the sell point, finish the contract. But with seasons you have to wait a period, so 1/3 of a season for the silage to brew, so you have to leave it wrapped, but then you can't transport it. You have to unwrap it to transport it anywhere if you make it in the extractor. So the other option is to get the regular wrapper. But they're kind of slow. And I don't know. I mean, setting up that way, we could get a wrapper, you know, the mobile wrapper, just so that we can do wrapped grass for the contracts using our own equipment. Okay, how much does that cost? See, that one's 54. I don't think we've got any other square wrappers. No, that's a round wrapper. So that's the only square wrapper I've got on this playthrough. That's 54,000. That's cheaper. I am tempted. Well, we've got 54,000 in the bank right now, and well, we don't, because we still have the debt from buying our barley field. I don't have any more consumables to buy. So maybe maybe we buy that. I can park it up in the bale shed. I missed a piece. Yeah, I always miss a piece, but that's okay. Because once we're done, I'll either need a lot more pieces so that I can create a full bale, or we just say to heck with it, and I leave a bunch on the field because I can't make a full bale out of it. And sometimes I don't want to put grass in a baler, because then, you know, if the next job is straw, I end up with a grass bale coming out of a straw field. Yeah, not want to do that if I can avoid it. I think at this point we're just driving up and down. Ian Niskin, welcome to the stream and thank you for the follow. And I missed some more. Because I'm rowing at a different angle to the cut. And that would be another encouraging thing. If I'm going to bale everything and wrap regardless, well, then I was thinking I could possibly dispense with the windrower, but I can't, because while this is, let's call it semi-dry grass and will eventually turn into hay, once it's turned into hay, then I still have to row it in order to bale it up efficiently. Whereas if I'm always going to be making silage, well, I make more silage than I make hay. So maybe that would be a thing. We could then replace the Cavern, or replace the class mowers with the Convernland. Does the Alpine DLC mower have a self-windrow as well? I think I've got the Alpine DLC on here. Where's mowers? Sorry, lots of squirrels to chase. So this has the thing. Don't think that has a windrower on the back. No, that doesn't windrow itself. this one does. So we can row up the grass. Yeah, I never played this map on 17. I watched various YouTube videos of people playing on it, but it was a map I wanted to play on, but I never got round to it. My story on FS19 was probably towards the end of the first year. Seasons came out, and I decided to play on Lawfolds, which was a map I really wanted to play on 17. And I ended up putting out about 700 hours on Lawfolds. So that kind of is what it is. And so I never got round to playing on this map. But I did decide once Farm Sim 19, well, it wasn't even when Farm Sim 19 came out, I decided I was going to finish up the playthrough on Lawfolds, which ran for 6 season years. And we'd finished all of the Farm Sim 17 achievements, including breeding cows, breeding pigs. I think the breeding pigs was the last one we did because I didn't get involved with pigs until the last 2 years. But there was then the, okay, where are we going to move to, because it's time this is our regular Saturday morning stream, but it's a holiday for me, so it's a Christmas special Saturday morning stream. But after much humming and hawing, I decided that this was the map I wanted to move to when it came to long-term just playing Farm Sim on a single farm every Saturday. So our goal for this particular playthrough is to breed 1,500 sheep. And we're already up to about 360. I think we bought about 100. So end of year 3, we're up to 360. We're actually up to just cleared 400, but we just passed through prime sheep value at the store, and I wanted to divest of at least the male sheep for the summer so it didn't impact my hay supplies too much. The problem with sheep is they don't make money during summer or winter or fall, so they're just a cost centre. You're feeding them to keep them alive, and that's all you're doing. But we did make about 50,000 no, did we? 69 to 100. We made about 32,000 on wool sales this year with 400 sheep, and we've made another, I want to say 30,000 just on the sheep sales as well. So we are making money with the sheep, in spite of the fact that wool was badly nerfed from 17. Now I did see the class pickup wagon. I think I've added it to this playthrough. Okay, I think I have made the decision. We're going to buy the extractor, we're going to sell the collection wagon. So that will in part fund it as well. Obviously we have to keep the windrower because we still need to make hay for the sheep. Oops. There we go. Yes, loading wagons. That one just came out. And 35,090 horsepower, that's actually a good size. And not a lot of power required for it. Although on this map, a lot of power would be required for it because the fields are quite steep and I don't think our 200 horsepower tractors would be able to haul it full. Yeah, see, I enjoy seasons. It makes the game a little bit more structured. And yes, it is a challenge. At least, you know, for the first year, it's a challenge. But once you get going, yeah, it pretty much takes care of itself. Yeah. So, you know, like we are now. Obviously, if we do end up moving maps, that might make it a bit of a challenge because there's a big reset involved. So rather than planting some of the crops during the fall, I'll have to keep all of the fields pretty much unplanted through the winter until I can get to the point where we can say, okay, now's the time to ship across to the new map and do all the things there. And that's true. You know, playing. If all you're doing is playing a game to relax, then yes, that's it's kind of like the difference between, you know, I'm playing to relax, so I'm not going to play Iron Man challenging god level tier of whatever adventure game I'm playing, because that can be frustrating because, you know, I keep dying and losing my established units. So if I want to play and relax, I'll play, you know, normal mode. But you know, if I want to challenge, I'll play challenge mode. But with Farm Sim, I tend to, you know, I'm kind of, for me with Farm Sim, if I'm playing in basic game mode, I've said before, you know, it's that the whole thing is to keep your fields growing stuff. So you're constantly, I need to harvest this field and now I need something in it immediately to be growing because I want more money so I can buy more equipment. And for me, the relaxing thing is, okay, I've cut the grass on this field, we're going to bale it up, we're going to wrap it, and I'm not, oh, I've got to get out and, you know, plough the field and put some crop in it because it's not making me any money anymore. With seasons, that's not even an option because once I've harvested a field, I can't plant it until spring. So, you know, that's a field I don't have to worry about for the next 4 or 5 game days, and I can concentrate on doing other things. It's like, you know, the spring months of this this current year has been mostly spent moving wool and feeding sheep, and not worrying about fertilising the fields and mowing the grass and stuff like that. Now that we're at the end of the wool production, I can now turn my mind to, okay, we're coming into summer, what still needs to be done on my fields? So I think we'll take our collection. That's, I came in the wrong way. Let's see what I mean by coming in the wrong way. Oh. Okay, yes, I might need the lock the steering on the trailer mod. So the problem with this one is it does turn out very, very quickly once it's not completely straight, which is good and bad at the same time. Oops. Yeah, I don't do FPS because I'm old and crap. But I do play games like XCOM. It's not something you need. What is it? You're directing units on a battlefield. You're not being a unit on the battlefield. It doesn't rely on your speed, dexterity and hand-eye coordination with a mouse. It relies on you giving your units instructions and them having their own innate skill to carry out your instructions. And that's worked too. And that's how I ended up racking up so many hours on Oakfield in Farm Sim 17, because I didn't have a decent gaming rig. The PC I had at the time had issues playing Oakfield because of all the clutter around the farmyard. Oops, no, don't do that. Turn the lights off. We can drop that. There we go. So, the problem is that Lawfolds had a lot of workshops on each farm that had stuff in them, but they had a ton of stuff in them. And so what ended up happening was I would just have major graphics issues every time I drove to a yard, such that I would have to look down on top of the tractor in order to not have the graphics card completely flake out, because it's trying to plot the positions of all these, all the decoration that doesn't actually appear on the screen because it's hidden behind a shed wall, but it was still, being drawn. So no way I could stream, but I enjoyed playing Farm Sim, so I used to play Lawfolds while watching a Farm Sim YouTube video, or eventually Arthur got into streaming, and I would watch him stream while I was playing on Lawfolds. And then eventually I got to the point where, it's time to buy a new PC. So, and we ended up with a small windfall from the UK. So we said we'd put aside a little bit of that money to buy some really nice PCs for Mrs. Osea and myself. And when I did that, okay, now I've got the opportunity to actually stream because I've got a PC powerful enough to do it. So I think we ended up with the last, I want to say about 200 hours of my Lawfolds playthrough were streamed as a Saturday morning stream. And into this one. So yeah, this is a mod collection wagon that was, I think, transferred over from Farm Sim 17. I kind of liked it on 17 because it doesn't take a lot of power. 20,000 litres is, I think it's 23.5 of capacity. But it works well for a small farm, especially if you're not baling everything. And then for Farm Sim 19, they didn't have one this small. I think the Stroutman's the smallest one. But when this mod came out, I said, yes, I want that one, because I like this size collection wagon. And now, you know, the Alpine DLC came out with this one and two others. I think one is smaller, definitely. I don't know if the other one is. Okay, we will drop that there. Nope, we will drop that there. Okay, so now I'm intrigued. That's the mod we're using. That's a bigger one. What is the horsepower rating on that? It's only 60C. That's 90 on 25. And that's 60 on 16.1. So this is the horsepower of that one. But this one falls between this one and this one. 330 DT. So this is a little bit bigger. No, a little bit smaller. 20,500. This is 21.3. So 800 litres more. Yeah, splitting hairs. But cheaper and a lower horsepower rating. But it was available before the